Cars 3 is directed by Brian Fee and stars Owen Wilson, Cristela Alonso, Nathan Fillion and Armie Hammer. After a devastating crash leaves Lightning McQueen in a rut, a good friend convinces him to get back into the racing game and train under a new mentor in Cruz Ramirez. Training with Cruz, Lightning is determined to get faster and smarter to prove that he is just as good as all of the new high-tech racers, which includes new foe, Jackson Storm. I really enjoyed the coming of age / comeback story of this film. It is really something that represents the next stage in Lightning's career. This is especially true when you look back at the movies. Lightning started out as a brash and arrogant character who learned to slow down and appreciate his life. This felt like the appropriate next route to take him down. Lightning McQueen is the main character once again, which is such a breath of fresh air in comparison to Cars 2 with Mater. Lightning, I would say, is the best he has ever been. He gets a lot of development here and Owen Wilson does a great job voicing him. Going back to Mater though, he is in this film, but his role is reduced significantly. This actually makes his character enjoyable again, like he was in the first movie. I have mixed feelings on the character of Cruz Ramirez. At the start of the movie I found her to be quite annoying with how she was going about things. It's not Mater in Cars 2 annoying, but still felt a bit frustrating. However, I really began to enjoy her character presence towards the end, and the way she is involved with the ending is super cool for me as a fan. More on that later though. Jackson Storm, played by Armie Hammer, was an interesting character choice. I mean, he is exactly what you think he's going to be. Jackson Storm is supposed to be the semi-villain of the movie who is a threat to Lightning and his career. However, he is barely in the movie, and when you do see him, he is not that exciting of a character, which I thought he would have been considering how he is voiced by Armie Hammer, and he's this new high-tech racer who is supposed to be a real threat to Lightning and the future of racing. This movie gives a lot of development to Doc Hudson. This was incredible to see, as you really got to see a lot of Doc in this movie, and every time I heard him speak, I got chills down my spine. This is such a respectful memoir to both the Doc Hudson character, but also of course Paul Newman, who voiced Doc in the first film, who tragically passed away after the first Cars movie's release. This was a great way to respect both the character and the amazing actor who had such an amazing long legacy in film. As always, the animation here is top notch. This is Pixar we are talking about. It is bright, colourful and attractive. It is a nice movie for your eyes to look at. Some of the shots allow you to really indulge in the film, and when in the racing scenes, you feel like a wind of each car just flies past you. It was really riveting. I was skeptical about the director of this movie, as he hasn't really done anything before Cars 3, especially when I have been a huge fan of John Lasseter for years. He was the director of the first two Cars movies and also the first two Toy Story movies. However, Brian Fee did an exceptional job on the whole while directing Cars 3. The music really stuck out to me in this movie. This was especially apparent in the final big race. They used a lot of the same tracks from the final race of the first movie. This brought back so many memories for me that just put me in a happy place. Now I understand I'm going to give this movie a better review than most. However, this is because I love the Cars movies, as the first one was the movie I grew up with. So a lot of this movie gives me a lot of nostalgia and I loved it all. This is especially relevant with the third act and ending. I won't say what it is, of course, due to spoilers. However, if this is the last Cars movie, then I could not have asked for a more satisfying conclusion to my childhood franchise. It felt like it all came full circle for me. In conclusion, I loved Cars 3. It gave me everything I wanted from the third movie in this franchise, and if there is not any more of these, then I am completely fine with it, as I have my trilogy of films that I can watch and enjoy anytime. However, I have to give the movie the correct grade in the end while looking at it critically. I give Cars 3 a B+.